What's going on, Brookie Nation? We are back with episode 34 of Storybrooke Circus. My name is the Mackie Mouse.
My name is Isla Sikorsky.
Thanks for coming back, everybody. This is
34. We're really close to 35, which is really close to 40, which is really close to 50.
You reused my joke from last week.
Wow, we're here.
We're here. We are out here. Thank you for coming to Storybrooke Circus. We are your Once Upon a Time podcast. Hold on. I'm ready.
Thank you for loving me.
There we go.
Thank you for being there.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we are watching every single episode of Once Upon a Time, the ABC television show that aired 10 years ago. Oh, my God, this month.
Almost
10 years
to the
ago
day.
this month. So we are doing a full show rewatch. We are now on season 2, episode
Wow, we need to have a party.
11, right? So if you liked the show and you have something to say about it and you find that you try to talk to your friends about it and they don't care, you've come to the right place, because we love the show and we are here talking about it in 2021 for absolutely no reason at all, other than the fact that we wanted to do a podcast together and it was fun. That's literally
That about sums it up. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Hello to
Speaking
YouTube.
of here, hey, YouTube.
We out here. What up? Sound effects. Yeah, we're taping a YouTube. We always tape the YouTube of the pre-show portion, which is what we're in right now before we actually start watching the show, so that you can see some of our visual, antics. Is that what they are?
I have a lot of snacks going up on here today. So
Oh, I'm jealous.
I
want
have
snacks.
popcorn.
Hell yeah, I should have made popcorn. That was a good idea.
I have a Pepsi, which is soda's not good for you. And I have
Public service announcement.
a bottle of lemon juice.
Hell yeah. Guys, we love lemons on this show. And so I think we need a lemon related sound effect. Don't know what it's going to be yet.
Oh.
But I'm not wrong.
And then along with my snacks, I also have a co-star today.
Oh my God, who's your co-star?
Please say hi to YouTube.
Hi.
Hey.
Nope. There's
There's a giant
see the
microphone.
little
away.
footer right there?
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hey, what's going on, Bart? We love our guest stars on this show. They are just as much a part as you and me.
And I have to say, I'm going to preface this now. Unfortunately, we are recording after hours this evening, so there will not be an episode of the Harper Jane show today. She's sleeping.
Harper Jane is very much so sleeping.
And if you're new here, Harper Jane is my daughter, not a dog. She is my kid, and she loves to show up sometimes and say a few words. We've heard good things about our Harper segment, so
Yeah, no, we want everyone to know that, because no one ever knows when we're taping the show. We barely know when we're taping the show, what time of day it is. And so sometimes it's come home from school time, and she's got a lot to say. And whenever she comes on the show, we play her a theme song. Harper Jane. That's
Harper.
her. Yeah. That's her Bluey theme song.
But she's sleeping.
But she's sleeping for now. So we will before we move right along with our show, we have to do our daily check-in. You got your snacks, you got your drink, you got your lemon juice going on.
Oh yeah, I'm chilling. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm very tired, but I am feeling good. I'm having a productive week at work now that we're over this hump of the 50th anniversary stuff. So, I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling, like pumped and ready.
Is the magic in you?
I am the magic, and the magic is also calling me. So I'm also calling myself.
Hell
Very
yeah.
confusing time. But despite being inspired and feeling pumped and knowing what I have to do and, like just not having enough hours in the day, I'm just too tired to really, how when you feel inspired and you like go at it really hard and you're like, yeah, like I have the inspiration, but I don't have the energy to like be with like that level. You know what I mean? So I'm just like getting by, throughout the day, and then the day's over. But that I've noticed that is leading to a much better like post-work day, right? When Taryn comes home and I'm not like just dragging soul, just like, oh, it's awful, like feeling rough. not really feeling rough these days. You're
not burnt out. You're just kind of like tired.
I'm just tired. I'm just really tired. But some of my coworkers are a lot more burnt out than me for various reasons. But it's just whenever you got these big events, these big things like this, it's a lot. It's a lot mentally. It's a lot physically, and we work really hard to get these shows out, and it's pretty taxing, on the body and the mind and the soul. So everybody's kind of in recuperate mode, now that it's over. So. But otherwise good. We saw Harmonious last night for the second time in the proper location. First time, I wouldn't call the improper location. I would call it inferior location. It's not as good. It's okay. It's not as great. The superior location showed effects that were not even visible or read properly from the other parts of the lagoon. So that being said, last night was one of the most spectacular moments that we've had, period. Like in late night spectaculars, might be our favorite of all time.
Really?
It's hard to explain because it's not for the reasons. It's not because, there's it's not wow. Big wow moments. The whole thing consistently straight through just has energy that you're like, I get it. I like it just is right at that high level, instead of it being like this thing you didn't expect, right? This big explosion or this big effect or this big whatever, it wasn't a single moment that elevated the rest of it. The whole thing is just elevated the whole time. Every aspect of it, the visual, the fireworks, the freaking music is out of this world. Some stuff I have never seen them do before in Disney World, getting into Disneyland territory, which is a really big deal. Really, really big deal.
I'm excited.
It's not quite up at Disneyland level, but it's definitely the closest that I think we've gotten in this park without directly stealing their stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like having that feel. Spectrum Magic was close. I think this is the closest that we've gotten to funky and fun. Spectrum Magic, Hollow Wishes, Happily Ever After, and then we got this music. I think is the best one. For several
I've never
moments.
had more nighttime fun in a Disney park than when we were at Disneyland, and I can't even remember what that show was called, but it was literally a Disney club feel on their main street, where all of the buildings were lit up, it was flashing lights, and it was I just specifically remember me and Marissa dancing in the middle of the town square to the song from the Aristocats, Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, but it had it had a beat to it. You were in a club.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I can't
remember. And it was a brand new show but I can't remember what it was. But that, to me, I was this is so much fun. So every single night in a park should be this much fun.
This show has that. This show is mostly that, to be perfectly honest. Well, there's a lot of moments, like any show, that have to be romantic. They have to be poignant and very heartwarming and touching and feel, right?
So
did you watch any of the behind the scenes, the stuff that they were doing on the little pieces they were doing on the show, where they weren't showing the show, but they were showing how they made the music and all that stuff that was going on YouTube or anything? Or did you not watch anything?
No, because I literally don't ever watch anything.
No, that's fine.
Before the show.
I won't give away anything. There is something that I don't think is a spoiler at all. It's just a feature of the show that is cool, and you just go, oh, that's neat. It's not a wow moment or anything,
right.
But that makes the sweet moments a little bit sweeter. But then when you get into what's supposed to be the exciting part, it's the part where Illuminations really did fall flat. Not flat, but it didn't. It felt old fashioned, right? It had this very orchestra bouncy, thing going on with strings and horns.
Didn't enjoy it.
No, this is a
We only
party.
saw it once.
Illuminations?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bart and I.
That was
I think it's because it was very much so for the people that grew up in the Disney parks, and we just didn't. It's what I mean? We were adults when we first started coming, so none of it really was nostalgic for us. We didn't really get it. Epcot Forever, I loved it a lot. And I didn't think I was going to, just because I really didn't enjoy Epcot's nighttime shows before, because it was
Epcot Forever.
The first thing I ever saw was Wishes, so
right. And
how
even
do you
that,
top that?
and even that
But
is
that's
very
easy
straightforward.
to top. It's just, it's the nostalgic feel behind
Yeah.
Wishes, and I wish they would bring back Celebrate the Magic. I
Yeah, there's a
am
lot of
about
talk
to be
about
like that
right
girl
now.
trying to save Flick,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like I love Celebrate the Magic
No, I
so
do too.
much.
I mean, Celebrate the Magic is crazy. Is what made me get excited and passionate about getting into the production side of Disney. Like, because that technology, like when I saw that, my friend was freaking out about like, oh, this new thing and the projections are crazy and they've never done anything like this before. And I blew the top of my head out. I was just like, I can't believe this is even possible. And that was the year that I applied to work at Disney, and I applied coming in as a generic tech just so I can work on tech style things.
Yeah.
But fast forward, I don't know, a year and a half after I got there, and now I am working in the department who's actually putting that projection
That's so
content
sick.
on the castle. So Celebrate the Magic is a very, very special show for me, because that's really what made me want to like do it.
Which,
you know,
for the listeners, that's like the first thing I learned about Mackie when I met him for the first time, was that he put projections on the castle, and he might as well have told me that he was Walt Disney himself, because I was like, there is nothing cooler than this.
I am one very small cog in a very, very large
Now he's a
machine.
normal dude, but in that moment, I was like, this guy is way too cool.
We had met like 5 minutes before that sentence, actually.
You literally like whipped out your phone and you were like,
I did
see
that.
I did that.
Yeah.
And me and Bart were like, that guy did that. That's so cool.
That's me. And now we're family. Here we are. Sap. But Harmonious, has probably my favorite music I think I've ever heard in a show altogether.
I'm excited. I'm going into both of these shows open-minded. I'm okay with whatever happens. I know it's a hot topic right now, but like,
I will say that
excited.
regardless of what happens in the middle, Enchantment will do the exact same thing that Happily Ever After does in the beginning and end, because it is designed as such. Like, that's the song has the same meaning, the song has the same feeling, it has the same orchestration, big chorus at the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is not the content that you're used to, because we're used to that song specifically, but like, all of the moments that you expect to be there in a comforting way are there. You know what I mean?
Angela Bassett, I will miss.
She's amazing.
Mr. And now our journey comes.
Well, that whole thing with Once Upon a Time and Happily Ever After was all about a storybook thing, right? So this is not a storybook.
But I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's like losing their shit right now, and I'm like, do you understand how privileged we all are to be able to like
be arguing about
enjoy
this in the
these
first place?
things? Yeah. Like, I don't know. To me, this just seems like it's a fireworks show. Your local town puts a really shitty one on every 4th of July, and you say that it's great every year. Oh my God, phenomenal. Wow.
You bring your family and you cheer and you're happy and everything's fine.
You eat a corn dog and you move on. So take this multi-million-dollar production that gets put on 365 days a year and just enjoy it.
Enjoy that part, which is funny, because before social media and before this was a social currency thing, right? It makes you popular to be talking about it now. Before all that stuff, you'd go to Disney World and you just watch Wishes, and it was just the thing. It was just the end of the night thing at this cool park that you were at, and you spent all this. It was a vacation moment. It was not a social media mainstream sensation topic. You know what I mean? It was just a thing you did on vacation.
My like perfect Disney day always ends with fireworks.
Yeah.
It could be about anything.
Just
you know
fireworks.
what I mean? Like, if I'm sitting there with my husband and my daughter and we're watching the fireworks before we head back to the hotel room for the night.
I was going to say, like, seeing the fireworks in the parking lot with no music and no lasers and no lights and no extra stuff, still cool. You know what I mean? Like, fireworks in general are just fun.
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
We watched together, our families together watched the fireworks from the boat on the Seven Seas Lagoon.
Did.
We watched. You could see the tippy top of that castle. There was maybe like, you could see the balloons from the up scene.
Yeah, that was it.
And that was it.
Still good.
And you know what? That was in my top 3
I was going to say,
fireworks shows that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited for you to see Harmonious, because especially if we actually get to, I would really love to get to see it together, hopefully, but if we do get to see it together and we get to see it from the spot we did last night, my mouth, I work here. I know the people who did this show. I've seen pieces of the show, what they were trying to do. I was like, oh, I kind of get it. No, that's cool. I'm not really like all that like excited. I was like, whatever. And my mouth was open the entire show yesterday. Because I was like, they pulled off something impossible and they made me like me and I'm super cynical too. I don't get really like, I'm not
Yeah.
their target audience here. And I was the whole time I was like, this inspires the hell out of me because I didn't think that it would all come together like this. The vocals, just the way that the energy, it felt like a club, like a cool Disney nighttime fun club.
Wow. I'm super pumped.
Bananas. Yeah. So, I hope everybody out there who does frequent Disney, who happens to listen to our show, also likes it. Feel free to let us know how you feel as well.
We're ready. You can call or email us or text us about literally anything.
Pretty much anything. Yeah. I mean,
it does not have to be Once Upon a Time. Really, if you had a bad day and you need to vent about it, call us up.
Please do. At this
we'll
point,
talk it out together.
People
you
are
have tea. Call us up.
Tea,
we really want to talk about it.
We love tea. We even have people just like message us directly, like random things that we don't read on the show because they're literally messages like to us because they're saying stuff to us. They're like so.
And we love and encourage.
We do. We absolutely do. So and by the way, if we owe you a response on those messages because we haven't responded to you yet, it's not because
just
we're ignoring
double text us.
Yeah, please do. It's fine. We're all friends here. Anyway, I guess we have a show to do. This Once Upon a Time crazy.
They didn't come here to hear us talk about whatever.
Maybe that'll be our special bonus content. We'll just be like, we turn the microphones on and it'll just be like us talking, and that's the whole show. It's just like
that's it.
Random thoughts with Hyla and Mackie, and you just listen to that. Yeah, let us know if you'd listen to that show. Maybe we'll do that. So our first segment in this Once Upon a Time journey is the segment that is dedicated to you, the listener, because that's the most important thing that we want to talk about, because the whole reason why we're reviewing this is because we want to have a conversation with you. So if you would like to pick up your copy, then come on in and join the Storybook Daily Mirror.
Come on down. It's only 25%.
Nickel on the dollar.
Inflation. I'm sorry, inflation. Newspapers are actually like $4.25 now, which is insanity.
Absurd. There's not $4 worth of paper in that said newspaper.
Pat used those to pee on them. Like, disgusting.
Yeah, gross. So the Storybook Daily Mirror is our make-believe newspaper periodical that you can submit an article to, just like the people of the Village Voice in New York City. I don't even know if that's how that works, but we'll just assume it is. Isla, would you like to tell the fine people out there how they can submit their own little piece of the show to the Storybook Daily Mirror?
Sodomy is between God and me.
Rent.
Now I have that stuck in my head.
Reference. I did pick the Village Voice on purpose for you.
If you're thinking about joining the Storybook Daily Mirror, you just got to write into us at the sbcpod@gmail.com. And then you can also DM us on Instagram. The SBC Pod on Instagram. You can call us. We have a phone number. It's 207-536-8512. You can text or call. If you leave us a voicemail, we're going to read it on the air. We also have Apple Podcasts where you can leave us a review. We haven't heard from you in a little bit on there. So leave us a review, 5 stars. Write some nice words in there, and I'm going to read it. I will read it whatever accent you want. You just have to tell me, and I will study it for you.
Can you do me a favor, just in a really high-pitched voice? Can you just say doctor? Just say doctor twice.
I used to be able to do a friggin' phenomenal Little Shop of Horrors accent.
God. Audrey is my favorite.
Oh my gosh, why can't I?
I love Ellen Green so much. Sorry,
what is his name?
Sorry.
Why am I struggling right now? I keep on wanting to say Mr. Sheffield.
No. Mr.
I know.
Sheffield from The Nanny.
I know.
No, DDS. Oren Scrivello?
I...
Something like that? Hold on.
No,
it's...
Sorry, guys. We have to interrupt.
I think it is. It's Oren Scrivello. Yeah, Oren Scrivello DDS. Yes, I was right. I did it. Oren Scrivello. What a weird name.
Oh, what does she say?
She says, sorry, doctor. Sorry, doctor. Sorry. He said, sorry, what? Sorry, doctor. I'll find it for you. Watch this. Watch these expert skills. Sorry, doctor. Little Shop of Horrors. No, here it is, right there. Nope.
Seymour. That's what she says.
His
Thank
name.
you.
Not the dentist. Gotcha.
No, yeah, I was just struggling.
Okay, then we'll just continue.
Seymour.
Excuse me, Little Shop of Horrors Encore Off Center, July 1st, 2015. Ellen Green and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I do not remember this.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing.
Guys, we're in a freaking YouTube spiral hole here.
Jake Gyllenhaal is hiding under a rock this month.
Why?
Because Taylor Swift is releasing
Oh.
Red, Taylor's version, with the 10-minute version of All Too Well, which is about our boy Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oops. Yikes. Yeah. It's okay.
It's gonna be rough. That's why he came out the other day with some like whack ass. He was like, I think, well, not whack ass, I agree with him, but he was like, women are the superior gender. Like they're just, and somebody was like, oh, Jake knows All Too Well's coming, the 10-minute version. He's really gearing up to win the people over.
Let's be honest, Jake is also right, so I mean
he is. He is.
Sorry to tell you.
But we're all ready. So yeah. Anyway, that was, you should write into the Storybook Daily Mirror.
And if you're new here, this is how our show goes. This is not a fluke. This is every week.
So sorry. Not really, no.
Hope you like tangents. Every time we go on a tangent, we play this sound.
Thank you for being a friend.
Okay, so we have Ooh, okay, yeah, totally. Yeah, we multitask during the show. She looks up TikToks. I look up things on YouTube. It's fine. So we have voicemail first, I guess. Is that probably the best?
Yeah, we should probably do something.
Okay. So the only voicemail. We got one voicemail this week.
We got a little bit of everything this week.
We did. I kind of really like the variety here. It's kind of cool. So let's play this and hope that not only it records.
Assignment.
Yay, TikTok. Hopefully not only it works, but it also plays for Isla so she can participate in the conversation. I'm just stalling.
Mackie begrudgingly is like, nah, TikTok.
I'm no, it's because I was doing 4 things at once just now. I was talk stalling so that I could look at the settings and make sure that it was we wouldn't have the technical difficulties that we had last week.
That we've been having every week. Where we're like, oh, hold on.
While YouTube watches.
We know how to do it. We know how to do a podcast. No, I painted Harper's nails tonight.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, she has one purple hand and one pink hand.
Oh, I thought you didn't do the one finger. I mean, that's just.
Oh no, she asked for this. I did whatever she asked.
She's got great taste. All right, so our voicemail is from a friend of the show, Caroline. So let's play this and see if this works.
Hey y'all, it's Caroline. I had to stop the episode to call. I was meaning to call for a while, but I was moved to call and say I stand Isla's like Russian accent.
There you go.
I am 100% with Mackie. This needs to be a thing. I would like to see some
Svetlana,
TikToks.
thanks,
So
Caroline.
Get on that, you know. I know you're a full-time employee and a full-time mom, but you know, like I'm just gonna need you to carve out some time to add this to my life because I just laughed for a solid 5 minutes. That was a solid gold.
There you go. Yeah, fans.
Also, just hey, how y'all doing? Mackie, I hope that work has become a little less chaotic now that the 50th is officially here and all the things are officially happening. And so maybe you're not so stressed, although Christmas is coming. So, you know, maybe not stressed for a little bit. Also, I DM'd the Instagram, but I did want to put it out there. I am doing a rewatch of How I Met Your Mother, one of my all-time favorite shows. Even I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to spoil it, but it's one of my all-time favorite shows. But Jennifer Morrison, a.k.a. Emma, eventually joins the cast. And it was right before Once Upon a Time started. So I've always wondered if her character would have stayed longer if Once Upon a Time either hadn't gotten picked up or wasn't even a thing at all, or if she hadn't even gotten casted. So that's like something to think about. What would the show have been like if somebody else, not Jennifer Morrison, had been Emma? Do you think it would be as successful? Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Nice. I love these thought experiments of like, you know, what would
I
it be
love
like
that
if?
everyone is so interested in what all of these actors were doing before and after to see if it affected their roles in any way.
Yeah.
Because that to me is so interesting, and I'm glad that other people also think that that's like a fun thing to think about.
100%. Totally.
Also, Caroline, thank you for checking in on us. That was so sweet and refreshing.
The check-in especially. I really do enjoy that a lot. That people are just like, hey, are you guys okay?
Also, thank you for validating my accents. I have been like this my entire life, unfortunately.
Oh my God, I love them.
And
I
it
love
feels
them
really
so
nice
much.
that people aren't telling me to just shut the fuck up, because you could, and I would completely understand. Like, why am I talking in a Russian accent? Am I offending somebody who's Russian? Don't know.
Okay, in this world of TikTok and characters and post Vine and like all these things, that's just like life now. It's just
just
that
like,
would be a weird
let
party
me
trick in
live.
the 80s.
I'll never be
but-
able to speak another language. I can barely understand Polish, and I've been with somebody who's Polish for like 8 years.
But to also, excuse me, yawning on the air.
That's my job.
Excuse me. To answer your thought experiment, that's very interesting. Like if like Emma specifically, Jennifer Morrison has such a not just a way of playing the character. We've already talked about like adding things with Graham, his shoelaces, her bracelet, and like those things that she added to it, and her relationship with. I don't think her. I mean, you never know, but like her relationship with Guinea is so tight, and that shows on screen that like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that you'd get that chemistry with someone else, but you just don't know. And I always love thinking about like what random shows, like your favorite shows, are like without your favorite, like 1 or 2 characters that are everybody's the same, but those 2 are different. You know, like if anybody played Jim Halpert except for what's his name, you know, like it's just like, you know what I mean? Like one character would change the whole
Okay, not even
thing.
Jim. What if somebody else was Michael Scott?
Or the 2 other people were Michael Scott, but let's
But-
be honest. But like
not.
actually Michael Scott, yeah. They
Like
tried
Steve
to make
Carell is like, it's like
Yeah.
anybody playing Meredith Grey.
right.
Who
Absolutely.
else is going to be Meredith Grey or Derek Shepherd?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Those that's who they are. And that
mean,
Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. We talk about this for Lost too. Like Kate was supposed to be Jack. Like Lily Evangeline was supposed to be like the main character, and like that whole show would have been completely different, you know. But yeah, it's really cool that you know what you're watching. I love when what other people are watching like coincides.
When
with
was House in all of this?
House would have been early 2000s too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I feel like all of these are very close together. She was on a roll, huh?
They're very close together. 2004, 2012. So this
I was watching House when I was in.
I
Jeez,
didn't.
Mom.
I don't think I watched it on the air. I think I watched it a couple years.
Oh,
later.
I did with my mom.
Really?
That's inappropriate.
I mean,
Lorraine.
yeah, 130 episodes.
Wow.
She
She's busy.
was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the episode list in terms of how many episodes they were in.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Olivia Wilde, right?
There were 176 episodes, and she was in 130. Olivia Wilde was in 81.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like she was a bigger character than I thought, I guess.
Above her was Nurse, Dr. Lisa, Dr. Robert, Dr. James, Dr. Eric, and Dr. House.
I loved that show.
It's a good show. Lisa Edelstein, amazing. Jesse
Yep.
Spencer's also really, really great. And Omar Epps. I mean, Omar Epps is amazing in everything he does. So like,
Yes.
let's be honest. Absolutely.
We're actually just gonna rebrand and just do early 2000s shows. That's going to be our entire
That's
podcast.
a great idea. I kind of love that, actually.
Because there is nothing truly like the early 2000s TV. The CW was ABC.
I would argue that that's when it was not sarcastically good, because the late 90s, when the CW was actually the WB network, was bomb, but it was bomb because it was terrible. It was putting out shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer the series and Angel.
No, but like,
You know what I mean?
I know the
They were real
the CW shows are not good. Seventh Heaven.
But they're better than the old
Gilmore
90s
Girl-
one.
No, Gilmore Girls is.
Gilmore Girls, yes. I don't know what Gilmore
Was
Girls
that the
was.
CW?
Oh boy. Maybe
I know it did reruns on ABC Family.
Maybe
but I
our
don't-
show can just be things that we kind of remember that we have to look up. That's the whole show, is just us
That's-
looking up
yeah.
things on the internet. Was it maybe this? I don't know. Let's look at IMDb.
Would you listen to that?
Tell me if you would listen to that. It was the CW, previously the WB, previously
Knew it.
UPTV. The WB was seasons 1 through 6, and then it. So get this, Gilmore Girls was so old that it actually crossed the line when WB got sold to the CW in its last season. That's how old it is. The fucking frog, the singing frog in the commercials was the brand for. How dare this movie network be like, we're going to be a TV network now? No,
I know.
Stay in your lane, homies. Bugs Bunny. Don't like the Water Tower, Animaniacs. Stop messing around. Like,
wow, we're just gonna do a CW podcast.
You like
where
own?
we just
oh my
dive
God.
into all of this.
Listen. America's Next Top Model, CW. So
Listen, Gossip Girl is CW.
Gossip
okay?
Girl is like the heart of CW.
The heart and soul of CW
Honestly.
is Gossip Girl
Let's
and One
be
Tree
honest.
Hill. My two all-time favorite
my
shows that I
God.
put on every fun fact that I ever have are from the CW. And more recently, iZombie.
Oh yeah, I still haven't seen that. I really have to get into it because it really does look good.
You would love it.
Yeah, I really gotta get on that. Among other things, the Squid Game thing I gotta get onto. And what was the other one? It was the other one. I don't know. You told me to watch like 3 shows, and I've been so busy with work. I gotta start. And I'm like trying to finish the shows I already started before I start new ones. And You is coming out. It's just like, oh, so much going on. Anyway,
Oh my God, You is coming out next week.
you know what else is coming out that absolutely no one but me and Taryn care about? CSI Vegas comes out tomorrow on Paramount Plus. And literally no one in the world cares about that. But I know that it's premiering tomorrow, so I'm excited. Because the 2 main characters from the original CSI from the 2000s, that's another one of those shows that was 15 years long, like literally 15 years, and we watched the entire thing, like all of it.
Yeah.
The 2 main characters in the show that even left the show and came back for the series finale and all that stuff are reprising their roles. And I'm like, oh my God, it's tomorrow. I'm so excited. Anyway, I'm like more excited from that than the stupid Marvel shows that are on Disney Plus. I call them stupid. They're not stupid. I'm just for some reason not connected to them. And then do you talk about CSI Vegas from literally the year 2000? And I'm like, yes! I am a very strange human being.
I have never watched CSI episode on any of the.
Fun fact about my wife, she's obsessed with crime shows. And I'm not talking like true crime and like the ones that all like normal people watch. We're talking like Criminal Minds, like old school into crossing over into present day. CSI Vegas. She's watched CSI New York. She's like Miami. She's like really into crimey shows a lot. So that's why we're into that in this house.
And you know what? I support it.
Thank you. Oh my God, your support really does mean a lot to us. So I appreciate that. And anyone out there, if you echo Isla and you support us too, just know that even though I can't hear you through the radio, I appreciate your support as well. This is my new soft voice ASMR radio show that I'm hosting. What is happening today? I don't know what the hell's going on. How about a text message? An SBC related text message.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right? I'll take this one so that you can read the giant email.
Okay,
right.
yes.
This is from Megan. I believe, maybe we'll find out during this that you are a first-time listener, but we would like to know where you're from, Megan. So please let us know so we can add it to our map. Hello, I am Megan. I love this show. I adore the original show, and Regina is definitely my favorite character. Some days I just want to be here. My favorite episode is in season 1 is either The Thing You Love Most, great choice, or Red Handed, also great choice. I think that is the episode title, but I'm not sure. You are correct. My least favorite character is Belle, especially in later seasons. I don't know if she's my least favorite character, but definitely she is, right? Probably. I don't know if I don't remember if she turns around for me.
She's low for me.
I think she gets worse for me, actually. Well,
Yeah,
whatever,
she
we'll
does.
see.
She does. It's okay.
She's like has so much potential and it gets worse. Let's see. I have been on this podcast since episode 5 had just released. I am slightly behind in episodes, but I'm not bothered by listening to your fun and lively commentary. Oh my God, thank you. You guys make me laugh with your love-hate relationship with the show. I love that you do production notes because I'm the person on Amazon Videos who looks at the behind-the-scenes information. Thank you for not being afraid to speak your opinions on the shows, and thank you for making this podcast just like a regular conversation. Hope to send more soon. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
That's really awesome. We are super happy to have you. I love the people who like enter in the middle and then they have to like choose whether to go forward or go backwards and binge. or depending on how far behind they are. And I like that people are like comfortable staying a little bit behind, you know, because that's how I am with my podcast too. Like I actually don't, if I really, really like it, I don't want to catch up with present day. A, because that means there's no more shows and I have to wait now. And B, because I don't want to miss any inside jokes. Like I don't want them to reference some moment that happened 10 episodes ago or last season and then not feel like I'm in the loop. So I'm always lagging behind my podcast. So totally fine. But when you catch up with this one, know that we love you and we appreciate you and thank you for listening.
Yes, and we love that you feel comfortable like calling in or texting in or emailing in, even if you're technically quote unquote behind.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like if you're on episode 3, call us in about episode 3.
We will stop season 2 and go back and talk about episode 3.
We're going to go back and talk about whatever you need to talk about.
Absolutely. That goes for anybody out there. For sure. If you want to go rewatch and listen to one of our episodes and be like, yo, I changed my mind about this thing, please. Literally anything you want to say. This show is really so that it's just an excuse for us to hear from you. So yeah, that's our text message. So we got a voicemail and a text message, and then we got an email.
We got an email.
We got everything except for a review this week for the Storybook Daily Mirror. Every single piece of the columns are all filled in except for one.
This is crazy.
It's wild.
So we're going to read the email now. Hi, guys. My name is Paola. Sing to me, Paolo. And I just discovered your podcast. I started watching the show around season 5 and binged the first 4 seasons on Netflix. I haven't watched it since it went off the air, so I'm excited to rewatch again with you guys. I'm also totally blind, so you guys kind of have the show in the background, and describing stuff actually helps me get more out of it than when I watched it by myself.
Oh my God, I never really thought about that too, because the people who can't see, like podcasts being like a better way to, because we do have to kind of describe things. Also, this is the second blind person that we have that we know of that's listening to our show, which super honored. Like, I don't want to point that out as like a special thing. Like, these are normal people just because they can't see us. They're not like a special group. But it's like so cool that we have 2.
Thank you for sharing. So we can put, you know what
context.
I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I also appreciate that you kind of talk about the show as if it were real. It is real. I've only listened to the first couple episodes, but what you said is a lot of what I've been thinking. For one thing, you questioned whether sending Emma through the wardrobe was her best chance. I've read a lot of Once fan fiction, and Regina, once she turns good, kind of throws some shade at Snow and Charming for making that decision. I when I read this email, I completely agreed with what you were saying.
I like that.
Yeah, the curse sucked, but was it like the worst thing?
Because they would have been together.
In Maine, and Emma would have probably been better taken care of with them frozen in time as a baby than she was when they had dumped her.
But then nobody would have ever gotten saved.
But saved from what? Was life really that bad in Storybook? No, not really. When you think about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, I like Charming better than Snow because later when they get to see Emma in season 6, when she's an unhappy kid, Charming wants to help her and Snow's like, nope, she needs to suffer and grow up and save us all. It just felt like she cared more about her saving them than when she cared about her well-being. That is the train and the people scenario right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Chidi biggest life lesson.
Do you ruin one person's life to save the life of everybody else, or
exactly.
Just everybody dies? Yeah.
I know it's the premise of the premise, whatever. But it's always bugged me that Emma had to save them. It wasn't just about Emma ever. She had to save them. Part of me is always like, why should she want to save you when you ditched her to live years of hell? When I say this in Facebook groups, I get so much crap for it. I can imagine so, but I completely get what you're saying.
I agree.
While I do get that you guys didn't appreciate how the show made adoption sound, I kind of got it. Not every person is going to see adoption as this great and noble thing, no matter what the reason for it is, especially the person who's adopted. And I don't know, there was always something about Regina that made me like her, at least the modern Storybook Regina. I felt from the beginning that she loved Henry, and while she wasn't great to Emma, I kind of don't blame her for it.
Yep.
So many solid points in this email.
We definitely agree with that.
If you take out all the curse stuff, I'd say that she has a right to be upset.
Agreed.
Yes. If you adopted a kid and it was a closed adoption, this was the most
Yeah, that's absurd. I wish
perfect response.
I wish they just didn't make it a closed adoption, and none of these things would have been as big of a problem.
Thank
but like
you.
legally, this just isn't a thing anymore. But I guess there's no laws in this fake town anyway. So what cops are gonna enforce this? You know what I mean?
If you adopted a kid and it was a closed adoption and you were assured the biological mother wanted nothing to do with him, wouldn't you be upset if she came back into the picture and forced herself into your life?
That's really messed up.
Yeah, Henry brought her, but she didn't leave. That's why there are open and closed adoptions, so people can't choose whether to have birth parents in their lives or not. Regina didn't get that choice, and I don't know. I'm a big believer in choices, I guess. That's a huge thing, like.
And Henry
power of
wasn't
choice.
18. He wasn't like an adult being like, I choose
No,
to
he's
want to do.
10.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't particularly like her tactics to get Emma away, but I also can't completely blame her for wanting her gone. I don't know. I always felt bad for her when it came to Henry and really thought she loved him. Yep. Well, that's all I've got. My two most controversial opinions right off the bat. We can only go up from here. This was a perfect email.
Paula, can you please continue to write to us as many times as you can and would like to? Because that's really, really great dialogue.
I completely agree. And what's the best part of this is that I completely agree with her about how Regina has every right in the planet to be angry with Emma and upset at the whole entire situation. And then over in the Discord, we were all having a conversation where we all completely agree with Emma, because if you take all of the curse and magic out of it, Regina is a murderer. You do not let murderers around your children.
Right.
And if you were a mother who gave up your child for adoption and you found out that he went to go live with a murderer, you'd be really upset about it.
That's a different situation.
You know what I mean?
You're
so
totally right.
Both of these things are so valid and they're so true and on the same level.
Yeah, no, which actually, again, I think that's a testament to some good writing, is that there's no clear villain. There's no clear, or at least there's no clear hero.
And like, that's what I love about how this is kind of like a soap opera, because everybody's a bad guy and a good guy, because that's real life.
Yeah,
There's no villain in real life. You know what I mean? We all make good and bad decisions.
Thank you for coming to Isla's TED Talk, y'all. She'll be here all week.
You're always going to be a villain in someone else's story. You're always going to be a hero in someone else's story. That's their story to write. You have your own.
That's true.
Do with that what you will.
Amen. Preach.
I'm gonna get off the soapbox now.
Don't. Please don't.
I don't know how I got on it, but
I'm trying to find a sound effect that's here. This is worth it. It's not really appropriate. It should be more classy than this, but no, you're 100% right. 100%. Don't feel bad about that. That is a noble soapbox to be on, that I am on right next to you. So
thank you.
We can both be Samuel Seabury and preach to the.
Are we on a parapet?
On a parapet. So that's our Storybook Daily Mirror, everyone.
Wow. How long? We're recording right now.
A podcast, in fact. Yeah. No, we're doing great. I love when the Storybook Daily Mirror gets meaty like that, and that's fantastic. So if you'd like to submit again, we will say our stuff at the end of the show also, so that you know where to partake in our fake newspaper. So now we get to talk about the show. We are reviewing season 2, episode 11 today, which is called The Outsider, and the character backstory is Belle. I don't know how to feel about this one, but we
have to go into it with an open mind. We had a 10-star episode last week, so we had a Dime Award last week.
The prestigious
so we cannot let that cloud our judgment of this week's.
That being said, how do you feel about a new feature of the show? I'm going to do this live on the air like this.
Okay.
Where we, based on the promo and based on just a little bit of this show info of like what the title sounds like it could be and what the character backstory is, and maybe after the synopsis, before we move on, we give it like a what do they call a first reaction score of what we think the show is going to be.
Okay.
And then at the end we see if that's like a first blush, like no, what do they call, like I forget what they call those, like the no context, like my buddies do it in a podcast. I forget what they call it, but they literally rate a movie based on the trailer, and they rate what they think the movie is. It's actually a really funny segment. So I wonder.
So we'll just bet on it.
Yeah. So do you want that to be the name of the little piece?
Can you pull Zac Efron singing "Bet on It"?
Oh, I was like, do I have a sound effect that I wasn't? You're giving me the eye. I was like, oh no, did I miss it? Did I miss the reference? We don't have that, but yes, I can. I can pull that. Absolutely.
Bet on it, bet on it, bet on it.
I like that. Okay, so what bet on it segment? Let's pretend that was the sound effect. What do you? Well, let me do the other stuff.
We need a synopsis. I feel.
My bad. It aired on January 13th, 2013. It's written by Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg, who are a unstoppable team of Once Upon a Time.
Directed by David Solomon.
That's a triple threat right there. They've done stuff together before.
That's a good team. So
do we want to look at what they've done before?
I looked when I was spoiler, everybody listening, I did the show notes today.
She sure did.
Hats off
Guys,
to
we
me.
share
I did
the responsibilities for this show.
Previous things that they did when I was doing my show notes.
Well, David Solomon did Crocodile, but with two other writers. Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg did Lady of the Lake with a different director. I know they did something together. They had to.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure. I thought I remember it. Let me look. Season 1, let's see. David Solomon did Price of Gold. Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg did The Shepherd. And Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg did Fruit of the Poisonous Tree. These are all really good episodes. David Solomon did Dreamy with Edward and Adam. Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg did Heart of Darkness. That was a Dean White episode. And Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg did The Stranger in season 1. They did like some zingers, man. Like,
yeah,
they are so okay. That's the other thing. Now we're considering the character backstory, but who was written by and who was directed by. 9.1 million was last week's Nielsen rating. This week is 8.24 million, just a little bit of a drop. And here's a synopsis. Mr. Gold finds an unwilling test subject to see if a spell he has concocted will allow him to cross the border of Storybrooke without losing his memory, and then go in search of his son, Balefire. Belle stumbles upon a vengeful Hook in the Storybrooke harbor, whose main goal is to eradicate Rumpelstiltskin, and Mary Margaret and David go house hunting in search of a bigger place to live. Okay, so these are like really heavy, serious things. This sounds like the beginning of actual house hunters. They're like, Mr. Gold's like trying to concoct a magic spell to find his son Balefire. Belle finds a vengeful...
We're using the word eradicate for murder
now?
eradicate.
Belle stumbles upon a vengeful Hook. And then Mary Margaret and David go house hunting downtown to find a bigger place.
I eat crayons and I write Yelp reviews. Our budget is 2.1 billion.
Like, it literally sounds like house hunting. It's hilarious. It's a really weird thing to pair up with these like really serious, like dramatic moments. And then like they go in search of a bigger house. For the fairy tale side of things.
And like, why are you searching for a bigger house? It's just the two of you.
It's just because they got caught having sex last time and they wanted to get out of their daughter's house, even though it's really Mary Margaret's loft.
It's really Mary Margaret's.
But
though.
Emma lives there
Why
too.
isn't
They
Emma
both live
moving
there.
out?
No, and
Because
Mary
that's their daughter.
Margaret and Emma live there. Charming is the one crashing.
Charming has a house.
Yeah. Why don't you just move into Charming? No,
Why didn't you just move into? Never mind.
It's weird.
Okay.
So Fairy Tale Land. Belle meets Mulan. Oh man, all of the worlds are crossing. And the two set out to slay a fearsome beast called the Yao Guai.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yao Guai, who has been ravaging the land. All right, bet on it. What do you got?
I think it's got to be above a 4.
My initial reaction was 3.5.
Really?
But then I was like, Andrew Chambliss and Goldberg and David Solomon.
I'm hanging out at 4.2.
And house hunting is fun, so I don't know. I say 4.0.
I feel like there could be some like cute doofy moments in that. So I'm gonna keep my solid score to 4.2 and see where we end up.
All right, I think a 3.5 and a 4.2 end up at a 4. So we'll
call it a 4.
You know what I mean? Like I have a feeling because
for
of that.
For the pre-show bet on it, we'll call it a 4.
Okay, a 4. Great. right. So now let's talk about our production notes. Production notes is when we talk about behind the scenes things and scripts and props and all of the fun things that it takes to make one of these shows happen.
You can take the first one.
Sure. Let me actually click this button and see. Oh, well, okay. So the title card, it features the Yao Guai, whatever this Yao Guai thing is, the fearsome beast. So, yeah, whatever we make of that. I don't, like, when we look at it, we're going to be like, what is this thing? Like, it's like when you're watching the show, you don't know that's what it's called.
Right.
You're just like, hey, here's a big
You don't go, oh my
lion
gosh,
thing.
the Yao Guai.
Yeah, right. Well, I can't wait for them to say it on the show and for me to sound like a complete moron because I'm pronouncing it phonetically like an idiot. Anyway, all right.
This is the first episode in which the evil queen appears, but her counterpart Regina does not.
This is one of those
She's
things.
in jail.
This is one of those. Well, this is one of those things where I feel like the wiki's making a way bigger deal about something that does not matter. Like if Regina's not relevant to the Storybrooke plot, then
she would not be there.
She wouldn't be there, and we would see the evil queen because she's relevant to the flashbacks. So like, they're like, oh my god, like I don't think that really means anything, but it's fine. During the filming of Archie's funeral, oh my god, R.I.P. Keegan Connor Tracy was sick with the flu and spent the whole scene trying not to vomit on his coffin.
I was cackling when I pasted this in.
This is a whole mess.
I'm like, this is a whole thing that they wrote in there. Like,
who extracted this piece of information for the wiki page? Did she like say that in an interview or something? Like who
was on set and was like, oh my god, hurling one right over on the coffin. Like,
secondly, as someone who gets frequently nauseous in public and is constantly afraid of this happening to him, I can physically right now feel what it feels like to just be like suppressing nausea while trying to do work, pretending to not even be yourself. Like she can't even be her. It's not like you're at a, like I'm like shopping at Target. And I'm like, no one cares if I'm like keeled over and looking weird while she's shopping for fucking peas and shit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. Yeah. But she's on camera having to act as someone other than herself and not feel sick is just a miserable experience. So I give it up for, I mean, Keegan's also a trained professional. She's queen of the queens. We got Disney ones. Oh,
we got some Disney references. Mulan tells Belle that she found something worth fighting for. A reference to the song "A Girl Worth Fighting For."
Okay, I removed
Mulan.
the boo sound, but I would have pushed it just now. This is a point of reference. I don't like ones that hit you on the head like that. It's like being written by like a middle schooler. They're like, we'll get him to say the line from the movie.
Lucky for you, the next one is really not hitting it on the head.
Okay. The episode is a rendition of Beauty and the Beast fairy tale, focusing on Beauty's act of breaking the curse of a beast. That I do
kind of
like.
Interesting.
That I do like a lot. Although it's like, where is that line between like a stretch and too obvious? You know what I mean?
Well, guess what? We're going to figure it out.
I guess we'll find it, yeah. Cultural reference?
We got a cultural reference. When Henry is making blueprints, Emma jokingly asks if he's plotting his escape from Shawshank. This is a reference to the fictional Shawshank State Penitentiary, which happens to be in Maine, where Storybrooke is located.
I didn't know that.
From the 1994 movie The Shawshank Redemption, which is based on Stephen King's novella Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption.
And the big black guy who R.I.P. died. I don't remember his name, but he was the kingpin in that terrible Daredevil movie. Among other things. All right, some hidden details.
I love this because Henry was probably like, what the hell are you talking about, Mom?
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know what Shawshank is.
I love when like an older character will make something. But she made a Tron reference that he shouldn't have known either. Like that's from the 80s. That's before our time. That's technically before her time.
Well, no, a new Tron came out.
Yeah,
I guess. What's his name?
I guess that's true. I guess it probably would have been around that time too, so that probably makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do love when it's like somebody makes like a ColecoVision or Atari reference or something, and some kids like, I don't get it. I love that because I'm that
the
old
other
character.
day, Harper had a test at the school, and they had an old play phone like pick up attached on a cord, and Harper she was like, and the teachers were like, Yeah, we've kind of noticed that none of these kids know that this is a
I
phone.
don't get it. Here's my problem. When I and in turn we were growing up, we had cordless phones. Sure, we had like house phones like today, right? They were probably mine were a little bigger back in the day, but regardless, they were like normal cordless phones, right? Mm-hmm. In my house was a goddamn rotary phone that no one was using. Yeah. Right? There was we had one. So like when we like grew up, it was like like that cream phone with the little squiggly cord, and it was like punch buttons,
yes,
right?
And it's you know flat and it ends up.
Yeah, that's the phone that was like the phone, right? But rotary phones are from like Alexander Graham Bell days and shit. And like I didn't go, what the hell is this thing? I don't care. I didn't do that. I didn't grow up with that. So why are all the people with cordless phones going, I don't understand this cable? I'm like, you're not that stupid. Stop.
No, it's not the cable. It's the picking it up. And because she's never seen anything else besides a brick.
Like activating a trigger to like make it start working or something.
Like once you say that's a phone.
But it's just a switch.
Completely understands. But they have only ever seen these.
I mean, I get it. I'm trying to process.
I had a rotary phone. I had the stupid cream-colored phone, and then we had a wireless home phone. I had a home phone forever. I had a home phone until I was like 16 years old.
Yeah, I had a home phone until
I still remember the phone number.
Me too. Me totally. All right.
My parents are also super strict and like constantly making sure that we were safe growing up, and like so we would practice. Dialing the phone number, and I sometimes when I'm just like kind of stressed out, I'll just sit there and dial 5.
Two numbers. It was my house number and the house number of like my mother's best friend who used to babysit me all the time, so I could either call their house or call my own house. Yeah, 100%. That was like I feel like
so I am still dialing like that. Yeah, like just always.
And it like the way that it rhymed, like imprinted in your mind, like the way that the number patterns, like
right. Like I'll sit here and I'll go 508-949-3115.
Yeah, like the emphasis that you would say. So this is how old I am. This is going to be the defining line between the two of us. You ready for this? Actually, this may have not even happened in Boston.
It actually might not even be a line because I grew up very old school. So
this is how old I am. I'm this old that when I was...
You had to call the operator to connect him to somebody else.
I heard a woman unplug a cable and plug it back in.
That scene in Spaceship Earth?
That was me.
That was actually based on Mackie's childhood.
It is that when I first learned my phone number, when I was like, I don't know, kindergarten or whatever, and I was first learning numbers, the craziest thing too, like I remember what my phone looked like. It was like gray.
Me too. I could sit here and
I could visualize exactly.
I can feel that like plastic that you type in on the numbers.
Before I continue, did you have any place on your phone where there was a piece of paper stuck to it that you could write important phone numbers?
It had all of the like local emergency lines and then like blank spaces to fill everything else in.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so this is how old I am. When I first learned my phone number, I learned 7 digits because there weren't enough people in New York City to require separate area codes.
No way.
So the way that
that's some Alexander Hamilton shit right
everywhere in New York City was the same area code. So you didn't have to put it in if you were dialing locally. You only had to put an area code in if you were dialing out of New York City proper. And so many phone numbers popped up, especially like right coming up into cell phones. And when I say cell phones, I'm talking Zach Morris, like only rich people have cell phones, like those cell phones before it became like flip and small and popular.
Right.
So many new business phones and car phones and stuff were popping up that they ran out of numbers. So they had to split up New York City into separate I actually looked this up on Wiki because I thought I was crazy, and this really happened right when I was young in the early 90s. They added the 212, like if you're familiar with Ludacris's area codes, shout out to Jessie because she's a big Ludacris fan. Like all of those New York area codes that they're calling out. 212 became Manhattan and 718 became just Brooklyn. When I was growing up and learning my phone number, everywhere in New York City was 718. So I didn't have to type that in, including Manhattan. Manhattan became 212. And then when cell phones became really big, then they added the 973. I have a 646 number still on my cell phone. And since I've moved out of New York, 2 more area codes have popped up that did not exist when I was living there. That if came up on my phone, I wouldn't recognize them. crazy, right? But yeah, when I actually learned my first, so I had to learn the 7 digits. And then at some point in my young childhood, I had to learn that I needed to type in extra 3 digits. So I had to remember another 3, which was crazy. And that I would call someplace that I could travel to by train or walk and would be a different zip code or area code. Like that was wild to me too, that I could like go 30 minutes on the train and it felt like I was in another place because
it's just wild that we grew up in that very small time period where we experienced the entire life of a phone.
Yeah. It's funny that you lived more as a millennial and you're technically right on the edge of the past millennial stage. I don't think it's Gen Z. I think, or maybe it is Gen Z.
I'm technically I'm like one of the last.
I was gonna say I was the last year.
I'm a baby.
Oh my god,
teeny tiny toddler.
That means we get to share a generation, even though we're not the same age.
Yes, we are in the same generation.
Yes,
we are. I'm
Guys,
a millennial.
I'm happy about this.
I'm one of those weird '90s ones that like grew up in a very weird time.
That transition is really wild.
Like people talk about it a lot. They're like those like mid '90s kids are fucked because like it was weird times. I was growing up in the time when all of those girls started going, like Molly Bish and like all of those. So like focusing on safety and like phones, like Razor. I miss the Razor, the Verizon Razor.
Did we get here? Oh my god. How did we get here from Rent? When we go off tangent, we should play How Did We Get Here? Christmas Eve.
How did I get here?
Yes.
How the hell?
Pan left.
Christmas. Christmas Eve last year.
Thank you for being a friend.
That's specifically for being my musical theater friend. I appreciate you for that. Thank you.
Mimi's gotten thin. Mimi's running out of time, and you're running out the door.
So clever.
More.
Shout out to
gotta go.
Jonathan Larson, who's got a movie coming out soon. R.I.P.
Oh wow, so exciting!
Stop it! Stop making fun of me.
Already had a movie coming out.
Stop making fun of me.
Please call or text in if you remember when I was super excited about Boom Tick Boom or whatever the fuck it's called.
You did this on the air. Hold on. You're talking. You said this on the air. Are you telling me right now?
Everybody that remembers that episode,
hold on.
Let me know because Mackie decided to try to pretend like he was gonna share a cool new musical with me when I told him about it. Like,
no. You shared it with me. I just reacted to it, but because you messaged it to me and I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
What? How? What?
No, there is an episode.
On the air, I have never been more embarrassed in my entire life. What? How? You're saying you told me that Tick Tick Boom was going to be a live action movie and I just went, whatever. What?
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I
wasn't in a
mortified.
rude way whatsoever. But I was like, oh my gosh, like that new movie coming out, Andrew Garfield. It's about Jonathan Larson. Like it's, like the story and I don't remember what happened, but yeah.
I am mortified. I may apologize at the beginning of every single episode now just for that moment that I don't remember because
oh my God.
it's
No,
disgusting.
It was one of the it was a quick thing.
Maybe that's the problem. It was a quick thing and it should have been not a quick thing. Guys, Tick Tick Boom is going to be a live action movie that is directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I lost my shit when Isla sent me the trailer. I lost it. I have never wrote so many capital words in my life in a message response.
Excited. I love Andrew Garfield. I've loved him since The Social
also,
Network.
This story is incredible. Jonathan Larson
had an incredible story to tell. So like I'm
an incredible Van Gogh type story where no one gave a shit about him until after he died.
And directed by
our boy,
our Lord and Savior,
Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot.
Fuck.
It was not directed by Lafayette or Lancelot. It was directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda. That was so fucking perfect. Oh, I love us. Okay.
I really have no idea how we got here.
This is literally how did we get here. I'm actually gonna grab that sound effect because we're gonna use it often as we go, especially in the pre-show. All right, hidden details. We have more production notes, y'all. Production notes. I just wanted you to remember what segment we're in. I just wanted you to remember. Hidden details. There are grass carvings on Archie's headstone, fitting for a former cricket. I don't like this one. I don't think that was a hidden detail. I think someone is trying to force Easter eggs. Those were really great elbow jabs. You got a good form on that. I really like that.
Oh, thanks.
You're like a pro
Because I've been making
jabber.
terrible jokes for 26 years.
Oh man. You're good? Are you good? Are you okay? I don't think. Guys, send help. We are not okay.
We have another hidden detail. Don't know if it'll pass the Mackie check.
Oh no. Okay, let's see here. This is a lot of blue links.
The library book which Belle consults is called From the Keel Up, A Nautical Guide, and is written by D. McLean, a reference to the production staff member Douglas McLean.
Airbender?
Several members of the production team of Once Upon a Time are listed as authors of nautical guidebooks on the library shelf where Belle finds the book.
Not only do I love this, but I happen to know that is one of the best and easiest ways to get production style Easter eggs in. A lot of people who work on movies and TV shows will put their babies' names, like if they have babies like during productions of movies or something, they'll do it like that. Like they'll put them in the ledgers of books and
of Be Our Guest put themselves as babies, as the little angel cherubs on the ceiling.
100%. We put Easter eggs in our stuff all the time.
That's so
all
cool.
the time. Actually, I'll tell you this after because I don't even know if I'm actually supposed to say this out loud. We have. I'll tell you what. I will just say this.
We don't want to. If you know, you know it.
No.
Listeners.
Easter eggs exist but they are Easter eggs only internal to our team that only we know, that do not affect the show, that we were allowed to do. If you go to Disney World in the next year or and a half for this 50th anniversary, and you go to Hollywood Studios and you go on Sunset Boulevard, you'll see that the tower is all lit up and beautiful. If you look at the very, very top floor of the Hollywood Tower of Terror, it's not the Tower of Terror, excuse me. Hollywood Tower Hotel marketing. The whole point of the 50th, and each park has its own kind of thematic thing that's specific to that park. Well, the Hollywood Tower of Terror is, the Hollywood Tower Hotel. The whole point of the anniversary there is that we're bringing the hotel back to its hotel form before the lightning strike. So it's like this pretty, it's like glossy and beautiful and shiny and whatever.
Way!
Like it's that's the idea behind the design, right? Is that it's like a working hotel. Which is funny because the freaking Tower of Terror is running all night behind it. You can hear people screaming and flashes and all that stuff. But when we design it, knowing that, and if you are an if you know person, right? And you've seen the Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst movie of the Tower of Terror that explains the story, or the story of the Tower of Terror and how the ghost and all that stuff. There is activity on the top floor. I'll give it to you that way.
I do know what you're talking about.
If you look at the top floor, the Easter, first of all, the activity up there is a thing. Like we did that as a nod to the actual story of the real hotel, and there are some Easter eggs in that thing, but no one would know what they are because they're just literally an internal thing that we happen to know. Anyway, that's very vague and cryptic. I'm so sorry for going on that tangent for no reason. I'm just saying when we do video stuff, like we did New Year's on the Chinese theater, we did projections, and it was the director wanted through the years. So we did a 50 section, people were dancing. We did a 60 section, it was free love, and we did it right. 70 section was disco. When we got to the 80s and 90s, it was all graffiti and hip hop. And part of the graffiti that we put on the wall was we graffitied all of our names. All the people who designed the thing, we graffitied our names on the brick wall in the back as part of it. So we do stuff like that. I was you've done Pirates on the Caribbean, whatever, the DCL. Were you on DCL for Pirates at all?
Oh my God, Pirate Night, yes.
Yeah.
Pirates in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean, that's it. There's a section, do you remember a skull with a big flag who like comes out and okay, so we did that, right? And there's a thing where I think it's Pirate Goofy or something, comes out and the other pirates come down from ropes. There's like videos of like pirates coming down in the background. Those are us.
Oh yeah, and really?
No, those are actually us. Yeah, we dressed up in pirate costumes and went on green screen, and two of them are me.
Oh my gosh.
I literally rolled up one leg. It was the first time I had ever worked with this director, and he was like, He was like, I don't really know you really well, so I don't want to say this joke. And I was like, hey, Drew, listen. It was like my first week on the job. And I was like, Drew, listen, it's fine. I'm from the city. It's cool. You're not going to offend me. He's like, well, you're a token black pirate, so there's your direction. And I was like, oh. Oh my! I actually really loved him for that because I was like, "Oh, you're that director, and I love you for it." Like he wasn't
Brace
like
myself here.
no, he wasn't a dick. It was actually really funny,
Yeah.
and the whole room like erupted. And I'm like, I'm so glad you're actually comfortable saying that because people are so tense right now about stuff like that.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, that joke is perfectly acceptable. Stop it. So yeah, I was the black pirate, but he kept saying it was hilarious because no one will know because we're all silhouettes.
Right.
But I had a huge hat on and a sword, an actual. It's not a real sword, but it was metal. It was like so it had weight to it. And
Yeah.
we strung a rope from the top and we couldn't hang on it because it wasn't weight bearing. So I had to just lightly hold on to it. And they put me on an apple box in a pair of loafers so that they would have a heel and stuff. And I got up on my toe so that I looked like I was hanging from the rope. And then digitally, we had all of us fall in and bounce so that it looked like we came down on the rope and we were swinging around. I was swinging my sword around and yelling at people and whatever.
That is
so
sick.
on those screens, yeah, it's me and 3 other people from our
The
department.
miniest of tangents, Pirate Night on a Disney cruise line is like one of the funnest things that you'll ever do that is Disney related.
It's pretty great.
And get into it.
Yeah.
Like those people that like half-ass it, they're like, oh my God, like, yeah, I'll put this bandana. I'm like, no.
No,
Pirate Night is it.
you know me, I don't dress up for anything and I would get into Pirate Night. I'm
Pirate Night
right
is
now.
it.
Maybe
Okay,
that's the one
it.
we should
That's
do.
all I have to say.
Maybe that's the one we should when we come back. We're all back. Let's do Pirate.
What?
Like Pirate Disney cruise.
Every single Disney cruise that goes in the Caribbean has a Pirate Night.
Oh, I thought it was just select ones. I didn't even realize
every
that.
single one that goes to the Caribbean, it all has a Pirate Night, and
Oh.
it is so much fun.
Nice. I didn't realize that. Okay. Oh, I know. It was Star Wars and Marvel had select ones. That was what it was.
Star Wars Day at Sea, Marvel Day at
That's what it
Sea.
was. Because
Star
we do
Wars
those
Day
too.
at Sea, by the way, is a 7-night sailing. Always a 7-night sailing for Star Wars Day at Sea, and it is cheaper for a 7-night veranda than it would be for the Star Cruiser. So do with that information what you will.
Hilarious. Anyway, I was just saying, Easter egg wise, love Easter eggs I love Easter eggs that you see that are not part of the main story. They're not like, we called her Emma because my daughter was Emma at the time. Like, that's too much.
Right.
I like it when it's just like aligned the author's name or like a little or a receipt, something like that. Is really
And that's
cool.
not even his full name, like D. McLean. Like I
Yeah.
think that's
Well,
cool.
didn't we have some ones in the Enchanted Forest maps where it was like Tiglar or whatever? Like we had the not graphic designers. It was the executive producers or something that were in it.
And even Jane throwing in all of her little literary
Oh my God,
authors,
love.
like here and there,
Love,
great.
love. Oh my God, it's your favorite section. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. You first.
Mary Margaret is wearing a Vivienne Westwood Angelo Mania Mangano peacoat, unfortunately no longer available.
It's also unpronounceable. Thanks, guys.
I tried really hard.
It's not your fault. There's a lot of stupid words in a row. Also, Belle is wearing a Wilfred Festin jacket, a Free People All That Glitters floral printed button-down blouse. There's no need to put every adjective in that piece of clothing, but here we are. An MCQ Alexander McQueen houndstooth pleated full skirt. Okay. And a pair of C by Chloe high top wedge sneakers. All 4, sadly, no longer available. Note that the sneakers color was altered by the costume department. I wonder why.
I don't know why that was in there, but I don't like that. How do you have a blouse that glitters with floral print and it is also a button down?
Is it Free People is a company, right?
Free People is a company.
That's a brand, right? Okay, so all
and
that
the shirt is an all that glitters floral printed button down blouse.
that's so many things. All that glitters, I'm guessing, is the name of the shirt.
I'm hoping it doesn't glitter.
I think all that glitters is probably because isn't Free People like one of those things that like collects a bunch of clothes and resells like a boutique?
No, Free People just kind of looks like a rich, houseless person. I don't know how to say that nicely. It looks like rags. It looks like rags for rich people.
Person.
I really fucked up there. So just bleep over that part if you could.
That was great.
That. I just need that over that whole part.
Oh wow. Yes.
It looks like rich rags.
Okay.
Like you're paying like $300 for like a beige
For, like, mangy kinda,
dress.
yeah, I get it.
That might have some holes in it.
Okay. All the glitters, floral printed, button down blouse. It's not even just a button down; it's a button down blouse. Like it was just so many words. It's like all the descriptors. Oh,
Googling.
I see highlighting and Googling going on in this notes page. Well, while you do that, I'll just get rid of this last one here, which is a goof. When the Yao Guai writes "save me" in Chinese, it's pronounced Jiu Wo. Jiu Wo, I think, if I'm saying this horrible phonetic pronunciation of this Chinese characters correctly. Belle somehow manages to read the entire message before the creature finishes writing the first symbol. Okay, that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
It's an ugly shirt. I just want to.
Oh.
I just would like to let you all know. It's not.
I want to see what we're looking for.
Not cute.
Free people. Oh, wait.
It's just
which
like,
one is
you
it?
wouldn't
Oh my God,
pay.
this floral thing? I don't like
No,
it.
it's black. It's black.
Oh, the black one. Okay.
It's that.
Maybe it's executed well. Okay, it's $100.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by it's ugly. You know, it's not
This is a
tragic,
mess.
but if you're paying $100, it's tragic.
That's a mess. I don't. Yeah.
It
Oops.
doesn't look bad
So
on the
sorry.
outfit that Belle is wearing, I will say. I can see a picture of it here.
Oh, okay. Can you?
So the way that it is styled.
Oh my God, yes,
passes
I see
the
it.
vibe check.
Oh,
not
what?
bad.
That styling is nice, though.
Right, it looks great with the
With that
A-line
skirt?
Love it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love these pictures of these things in the catalog, and they're like
The
they
picture
look
from the
terrible.
actual website, garbage. I would never buy that.
Did you see the back of it? I'm like, what is
That is
going on here?
extremely 2006, though.
It's also 100% see-through. Like the
yeah,
whole thing
and
is.
so you could see the bra, like the bra on the back, you know, like the clasp.
This is 2021. There is no bras in 2021. Let's just.
But in 2007 there was.
That's true. But she's
and you were wearing
it like
low-rise jeans, which that model is wearing, and that's why that outfit is trash. But
That's
look,
true.
that skirt is
That's
high-waisted.
true.
If those jeans were
That's
high-waisted, it'd probably be a fire
true.
fit.
That's true.
Everyone who was okay with low-rise jeans honestly deserves to be in prison. I will die on that hill.
Oh my God, Tammy and I talk about this
it's
all
a
the time.
crime.
I was
Low-rise is a
on the
crime.
side of low-rise jeans only because that's what I was used to when I grew up. It's not because it was good. It's just because that's what's
crime,
comfortable.
I tell
No,
you.
I get it. I get it.
A heinous act
I get it.
to wear a low-rise jean.
I know why everyone. I'm just wondering why we can't just wear
Truly
jeans
free
that are.
Britney. Jamie Spears is a dumpster fire human being, but like Britney, girl, do not try to bring that back. We
Yeah.
cannot have that.
The
I
like
cannot
the like
afford.
zipper that just goes up the length of the actual
My
zipper
midriff
clasp.
cannot afford. I will not.
It is a little shamey to anyone with like a half pound of stomach fat.
If you are not 16 years old,
yeah, it just
you
doesn't
cannot
work.
wear low-rise
If
jeans.
you're any kind of adult with a normal body, it does not favor you. I
like
I
that
totally
model
understand that.
is a twig.
But I'm like,
respectively.
why can't we? Isn't there
I say
something
that with
in
respect.
between?
That outfit still looks terrible because of the jeans.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're 100%. I'm just wanting to know if there's something in between having jeans that stop at the bottom of your rib cage and having jeans that only start like at your like publicly acceptable crotch.
When you are 5 feet tall, there is no other option for you, unfortunately.
All right.
I have never worn a pair of pants that are not right below my ribs. They just don't make them for people my size.
That's what I mean. Like, why aren't they? Can they make them just a little less
No.
extreme on
They
both sides?
can't even get sizing accurate. Do
Well,
you think
that's
they're
true.
gonna...
No, you're right. If you can't get the thigh to fit in correctly to the leg, this whole waist thing is just a moot
I have
point.
like 4 pairs of size 10 jeans, and none of them are the same size.
It is just a nightmare.
What is that?
I don't know, and I am upset about it on behalf of you.
I need to dial it back. I'm tangenting.
Thank you for being a friend.
So guess what? What's in the hatch? Nothing's in the hatch
Absolutely
because
nothing.
there are no lost references in this episode. The next one, it looks like, is Tiny, which I think
I feel
is...
weird not putting it in though.
No. We have to like say it and then be like, there aren't any because they fucked up. We're pointing out that they didn't do their job. Actually, In the Name of the Brother is the next one, which is another Dr. Whale nonsense. And then after that is Tiny. So we don't get another Lost reference until, okay, everyone, Edward Kisses and Adam Horowitz also worked on Lost. They usually put Easter eggs in it. They didn't. You're caught up. So let's watch the episode together now.
Okay.
And let's talk about some features of our little watch party game. So we have a drinking game that we play. That is the drinking game, Belle. We are off the reservation. We're just calling out random shit that we just want you to drink for.
Yes.
That's the God honest truth.
Yep.
If you choose to drink a liquid, you can do that. If you choose to drink Cheez-Its or Ritz crackers or popcorn, that's also fine. Our drinking game is not exclusive to even drinks, alcoholic or otherwise. Just participate in whatever way you feel is appropriate. If you would
You
like
don't have to ingest anything. You can also just say, "Oh, drink."
Yeah. I think it's like Punch Buggy, right? If you just say it out loud, you're participating. Because if you're driving, please don't do any of these things because we want you to be safe. We have this drink Clink, which we've removed. So we don't
actually do that anymore.
Nope. I forgot to take it out of the notes.
Me too.
It's all good. We do, however, have this sound, which is the sound of me playing and pausing the episode. So just in case you want to, if we're talking over it or whatever. So that's the sound of that. We also have our good friend, William J. Smith. I don't know if his middle name is J, but I thought it would be funny to add it.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
I just vomit weird shit like that sometimes just to see if it'll work, and it doesn't, and then I say out loud that it doesn't, and then it becomes a bit. Will Smith is telling you that we're rewinding the show in case we talked over something or we want to reinvestigate a scene or whatever. That's how we usually rewind to let you know.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is not Jay.
I figured it was. Thank you for fact-checking me, Isla. I appreciate that. What's his
I
middle
think you
name?
were confusing it with Jaden and Jada, but it is
Oh, there are a lot
Carol.
of J's in the family. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Totally. Obviously. Cool. Why? What?
Willard Carroll Smith Jr.
Junior.
He's
Excellent.
not even William. He's a Willard.
Oh, I knew he was Willard. I knew he was
I
Willard.
didn't.
I did know he was Willard. This
Everything that's Googled with
this is, yeah.
Does Will Smith have a middle name? What is Jaden Smith's real name? Why is Will Smith's name the same in Fresh Prince? Was Will Smith born poor?
Wow. Okay. The internet is wild, yo. This is, by the way, long enough to be an entire
worst
podcast.
episode we've ever done.
This is an hour and a half. Like most podcasts are like 45 minutes long, which I don't understand why they're that short. But this could have been
how.
its own
They
whole.
like follow the script directly.
Well, no, because a lot of them don't talk about. They don't watch the show live. They just talk about like their favorite moments. Like, oh my god, when this thing happened, cool. And then when they get to like 40 minutes, they get bored and stop talking about stuff. And they're like, all right, we're wrapping up. See you next week. I'm like,
Meanwhile,
yeah, we're an hour and a half just getting into the intro of the show. Well, before we actually watch it, we need to talk about the biggest drink moment of the show, which is the title of the episode. So I have a fancy new effect that I put on to disguise my voice so that you don't know who the line is coming from, and we have to guess. It's our little game too. We have to guess who it is. Ready? Let's try this. Okay.
There's a whole world full of people beyond the town line that don't know who or what we are. Ever think of what might happen if one of them were to come... What? If one of them were to come pay us a visit? That's not English. Okay.
Who do we think said that?
somebody that's skeptical of letting new people in.
Emma.
Relative.
I say Emma.
No, because Emma's been outside.
Oh,
I don't think it was
no,
Emma.
you're right, because it says pay us a visit. It would, yeah. Well, I say Emma.
I think it's Grumpy.
No. It's what they don't know what we are, so this has to be somebody in the town.
The way this words, I think it's Leroy. Grumpy.
It does feel a little...
Ever think of what might happen if one of them were to come pay us a visit?
I want to put this effect on your voice so bad.
That's what he would sound. That's what he would say, though.
Oh, man.
I guessed Cora last week,
Ever
I was
think of
right.
What might happen?
and I'm sticking with Grumpy.
What we are. I say Regina's not in this.
what might happen if one of them were to come pay us a visit? That sounded
I'm
very
gonna
Robert De
say-
Niro for absolutely no reason.
I'll say charming. How's that? I'll say charming.
Okay.
I feel like he's a problem solver, right? So he's the
Yeah.
one always thinking about stuff like that. Because it's not Snow. She's too like, we'll make them cookies. Like she's always like,
might happen if one of them were to come pay us a visit? No.
no thanks. All right, so now we can watch a show. So where are we? What? Season 2,
Bye,
episode 11. Oh, thanks. YouTube, we'll see you later. I'm going to push the buttons for the see you later
Catch you on the flip side.
portion.
later.
Feel free to join us for the rest of the audio podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.